Hi, fourth grade. Today we're going to be drawing a fancy fox. So let's get started. I have a piece of white paper that I have horizontal side to side, and I've got my Sharpie marker to start. So I've started with the head, which is over to the side of the paper. You can do either side. And I moved the top of the head. This is the top part, this curved line. I moved it down a little bit to save a little bit of space for the ears. So this is where you're going to start on your drawing. So let's get started. So the top of the head, like I said again, is going to just be this curved line. So you can draw that. And then the next thing that I've drawn on here is I've drawn the nose. Just a little dot right here. After you draw the nose, you want to connect the nose to the sides of the head. So you're making the little mask that's on the fox's face. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to take my marker and just connect the dots with a curved line. So I'm going to curve this line up and down. There we go. So there's one side. Make it as symmetrical as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do the best you can. I'll move that side down a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to make two little eyes. I'm going to do two little circles. So I'll do one circle here, just on the side there. And before I color it in, I want to take my finger and kind of go over and see if that's pretty close. Yep, that's pretty good. That's about right where I want my little eyes to go. So I'm going to color those in so they look like eyes. Okay, now I've got this basic head shape here. Now I need to work on my ears and the rest of my face. So on the rest of the little face, I'm going to create it's not like a mustache. Well, kind of, I'll show you. So on the side here, you're gonna make these little lines that go out. So you kind of want this side of his face to look fluffy. So I'm gonna do this 3 times. So I'm gonna go out and in, out and in, out and in, and then I'm going to come back in and connect it like that. So however you want to do that, it's kind of to look like the white fur on his face. So I'll start from the nose this time, and then I'll just go out to here. And then again, and you can skip around in your drawing if you want to, but kind of making it look fluffy on the sides there. It looks like he has a little mustache. And after we do that, we're going to make the ears. Now from my fox, I'm going to make his ears pretty big because they have pretty big ears. And I'm going to start right here. Not as big as like a bunny, but I'll start right there and make a line that curves over. And then that's the top of my ear. And then I'll make it pretty wide. So that's pretty good shaped, like a curvy triangle. And then I'm going to make another one before I do the inside of the ear. I want to do the same thing on both sides. And there's that. Again, if you're starting with a pencil, it's way easier than Sharpie. So then you want to do the inside of the ear, which is just a curved line about halfway over. And then for my other ear, same thing. There you go. So there's my little fox face. It's looking pretty good. So then after I do that, I want to work on the body. So the body of my fox is going to be I'm going to start with his little chest right here underneath of his face. And it's got the little fluffy, I want to make it a little fluffy on the side. So I'm going to start right underneath of his nose here, like right here. And then I want to make a line that curves out and kind of goes back up. And I'm going to do a couple of those. I don't want to go all the way to the bottom. This is the bottom. So I'm going to do a couple of lines, curvy lines, and then I'm going to make his little chest there. And before I connect anything, I want to come back up here and do kind of the same thing. It can be a little uneven. That's no big deal. And then we want to come down to the middle. This is kind of like the white fur on his chest there. So there's the front. After we do that part, we're going to do the back of the neck. I'm just going to go right here. So we'll do the back of the neck as a little curved line, just like that. Pretty easy. Now the body is not too bad. It's pretty easy. It's going to start here and it's going to curve. Let me use my finger. It's going to curve around and down, and then it's going to come back over to here. Okay, so it's going to end up here. I'm going to make a little line right there. And then the body is going to curve out. Take your time. It's going to curve out a little bit. And I need to leave room for his tail, so don't go all the way over here. Leave a little space, okay? So I'm going to come out and around. And I'm close to the bottom, so my feet might not end up being very big, but I'm okay with that. So there's part of his body there. And then for the next part, so now I'm going to add his little feet. So his little feet are going to go right down here in the front, and you really can't see his back foot much. It's just going to be kind of tucked up underneath of here. So for his back foot, I'm just going to do a little curved line, just like that. It doesn't really look like much. For his front feet, I can do a little bit more. I made this a little bigger right here, I made his chest fur a little bigger because it just didn't look right. So you can do that. If your artwork is not looking right, you look at it and you go, I don't know about this. I don't think this is gonna work. You can change it. So I'm gonna make his little front paws here, just with little lines right there. So those are his little front legs. And then I'm gonna make one little bottom paw and another little paw. Little front paws, and then I want to make a big tail. Foxes have big bushy tails. So I'm going to start back here by his back, and I'm going to go up to a point, and then I want to go to the point and curve back out and down to his body. So we just came up and around and down, kind of looks like fire a little bit. And then at the top we want to make, because they have white at the tip of their tail, I want to make that one right there. And then for the background, there is a handout that looks like this, and you are able to pick any of these things to put in the background. So you can pick leaves, flowers, whatever you want to do, swirls. I want to see patterns and designs all over the background here. So I'm going to take a little bit of time. This handout is on Google Classroom. So I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to decorate the background and make it look nice. So I drew a bunch of things in my background. I drew some leaves, I drew flowers, petals, all different kinds of things to fill the space. Now after this, you can add color with anything you want, and you can do a realistic fox and do red, like a reddish orange color, or you can be creative and do whatever color you want. So you could do a blue, like this blue fox. You could do purple, pink, whatever you want to do. So this one was done with watercolor. I'm going to do mine with watercolor, but you can use any kind of colored materials, art supplies that you have. So please send this to me through email or through Google Classroom when you are done, and have an excellent week. Bye, 4th grade.